A lot of people have been asking me, how do you preserve food for so long? This is a time where you do not want inflation to get the best of you. And if it's not that, take a look at what they're putting in foods these days. A smart person is paving their own way on how they preserve food and knowing what they're putting in their bodies. You might be smart like some of us and want to take advantage of really good sales out there and not be worried about trying to preserve it long term. There's ways to play your cards smart and save money. Now, whether you're buying farm fresh or picking up a really good deal at a store, or you have 30 chickens like I do. Today, I'm gonna show you just how I preserve my eggs for over 25 years. Let's go. If you guys are brand new, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we go over news and awareness stuff that you should know about. If you happen to find value in any of that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So when it comes to emergency preparedness, prepping, self-sufficiency, and awareness, knowing how other preppers and preparedness type people are doing things is good information to know. And in this case, when I find tools that I use that have huge sales going on, and I know is probably on a lot of your wish lists out there, well, what better time than it is to show you guys me preserving an abundance of eggs for over 25 years. And like I always do, I know that this option isn't for everyone, so I'm gonna give some of you guys another means to get these quality preps stocked up, so watch for that. So in your case, you might go to the store and find a really good deal on chicken eggs or duck eggs or whatever you buy. You might go to a farmer's market and find a great deal on eggs that you can trust from a farmer that you know is following good practices. And in my case, I typically have 30 to 40 chickens, and you can imagine how many eggs a day we get. And when we have to go out of town on a trip and we have someone watching the place, we tell them to take as many eggs as they want, but we come back to piles and piles of eggs. And when it comes to preparedness, emergency preparedness, or preserving things for a long term, or even stocking up on your eggs during the heavy laying season and even prepared for those months that it slows way down. Did you know over 1% of Americans have chickens and almost 5% of Americans plan to have chickens? That's right, with those numbers, just over the next few years, that's 13 million people that are gonna be partaking in the backyard poultry scene. So whether you find a smoking deal on eggs and you wanna stock up on eggs, or you're like me and about to have an abundance of eggs sitting in the refrigerator where they can last 4 to 6 weeks in the refrigerator, by far the best way to store your eggs is with a freeze dryer. And for those of you that think that they're too expensive, hang tight. Towards the end of the video, I'm gonna show you guys how you can enter to win a free freeze dryer. And for those of you that has been on your wish list, there may be no better time than now when you can get up to $500 off of this thing. Maybe some of you guys don't even know what a freeze dryer is. Well, I'm gonna show you. At any rate, let's show you guys how this looks. Super interesting thing to watch if you've never seen it before. Let's see how these chickens are doing with eggs. All right, girls, here's what I need. I need a whole bunch of eggs. We're talking like 12 dozen. Can you part with 12 dozen? Hey, Big Red. And I ain't kidding. This refrigerator out here in the barn gets chock full of dozens of eggs. Okay, so get this. We're gonna pull out 8 dozen eggs. We're gonna go make some scrambled eggs, scramble them all up. That way they're all prepared, seasoned, ready to eat. And then we're gonna go out to the freeze dryer, put them in there, hit start. They'll be done and ready for packaging tomorrow. Okay guys, so this part, super easy. If you wanna cook the eggs, you cook the eggs. If you don't wanna cook the eggs, you can put them in raw. However you wanna freeze dry them, you can freeze dry them. In our case, we're making scrambled eggs. We're adding a little bit of Johnny's seasoning salt, some pepper. That way we have pre-packaged, simple, basic scrambled eggs. And here's what a lot of people call a pro tip. So actually at the bottom, you can see the ones that we seasoned. These ones are not seasoned up here. But if you take those trays and you throw them in the freezer and let them freeze, it'll cut a lot of time off of your freeze dryer time. Just leave them in the freezer once they're frozen. By freezing what's in your trays will cut a lot of time off the entire process. Okay, for those of you that have never seen a freeze dryer, this is what a freeze dryer looks like. A Harvest Right freeze dryer, as far as I'm concerned, the best one on the market out there. This unit right here, I would venture to say, if you're already a prepper, you have a prepper pantry, you're into emergency preparedness, this guy's already on your wish list. Okay, so I got the 2 seasoned ones on the bottom. Top gonna be The non-seasoned ones, they just slide right in. Shut the door. The thing seriously looks like a submarine door. Now let me add, if this thing looks intimidating, don't be intimidating. Super easy to use. You turn it on, it tells you exactly what to do on the display screen. It's running in a matter of seconds. Little switch on the back you turn on. You make sure the pump's turned on, which it comes with. You can customize your load, or if you're like me, like it the easy way, hit start. Cooling vacuum chamber started. So as you can see, it takes about 15 minutes, cools down, says load the trays, says close drain valve, which is just right down on the other side. And you hit continue, now it starts freezing. Now you don't have to do anything while this does all the work for you, and then you just package it tomorrow. Now when it comes to other type of preserving methods like pressure canner, which I've done quite a few videos on that as well, and it's a great option. And don't get me wrong, firm believer of pressure canning, but when it comes to lasting a long time and not taking a lot of effort or time off of your plate, once you use one of these things, it's hard to use any other methods. So we're gonna let this machine do its thing. It'll probably be ready tomorrow morning. Then I'm gonna show you how to package it up. Don't forget, down in the description below, amazing deals right now, up to $500 off these machines right now. And like I said, if these things happen to be too pricey for you, I've got an option for you later where you could possibly win a free one. Doesn't hurt to give that a shot. So now, like I said, for whatever reason, a freeze dryer is not the option for everyone. That's why I wanna tell you, if I'm not freeze drying myself, my own stuff, then I'm buying freeze-dried foods from Thrive Life. And I've used freeze-dried food, lots of brands out there, but these days, you don't know what's in it. That's why it's important to have quality freeze-dried food, ingredients you can trust, and a company that makes it that says they've got the best stuff in the entire world. Special link for that with a ton of sales down in the description below. But hang tight, because I wanna show you guys how you can put in for a free freeze dryer. Doesn't hurt to try your luck on that. And there we go, 8 dozen eggs freeze dry. Super cool. We got the regular and we've got the seasoned over here. You can even get one of these neat little gizmos right here, and you can poke it and it will detect any kind of moisture if there is any. As you can see, my finger has got moisture just like that, but you can go and double check. Let's let this clear. It's still reading moisture that came off my finger, but you can still come back and check. Poke these things just like that. There is no moisture left in them at all. Now Harvest Right's got some really dandy bags, very high quality. Or if you guys are looking for a smoking deal on Mylar bags, whether you're using it for freeze drying or just food storage in your food pantry, this is a good one, and I'll leave a link to this deal down in the description below too. This deal right here comes with a bunch of different size of resealable bags, labels, all the oxygen absorbers you need. We're talking about BPA free, 100% food grade, smell proof, waterproof, light proof, and puncture proof. A pretty hot deal. Okay, so let me show you how this is done. It's pretty cool. We've got 8 dozen eggs. So we're gonna kind of split this up into 4 sections. So essentially this tray is 2 dozen eggs. So we'll divide it up into 6 egg ratios, which is a quarters of this little tray. And that right there is what 6 dozen of scrambled eggs looks like. Next thing you do is you grab one of your oxygen absorbers for good safekeeping, toss it in there. Nice to have a portable power station in areas that you don't have power. Push down, wait for the light to come off, let go, and you can see a nice seal across there, and then you've got a tear off tab right here whenever you want to pull this out. Right there you can see the light turns off when it's all done. Let go. Went ahead and gave this guy a double seal, but you can see it sealed right across there. You can see on their bags they've got a nice little tear spot for when you want to come grab this thing. You just rip it right open. These scrambled eggs will last 20 to 30 years. You don't have to worry about a thing. You just store it in a bucket or wherever you want to store it, in your prepper pantry, your food pantry, your root cellar, wherever. This is out of that Mylar bag good combo that I showed you. Actually, the 6 dozen of eggs fit in there much better, so I'm gonna use this one. So there we go, all sealed up on that one. And there you guys go. 8 dozen eggs preserved for 20 to 30 years. How about that? And it's lightweight, you can pack it away. Definitely the way to go. Just make some eggs, push a couple buttons. The next day, it's done. You package it and you're done. But like I said, don't get me wrong. I love pressure canning. But when it comes to this method, it's safer, easier, faster, and it does give you a little bit more sense of security. Now, I told you guys how you could possibly get a free unit, a free freeze dryer, but I know for a lot of people, getting a freeze dryer is just not in the cards. And again, that's why I've turned to Thrive Life. You guys can get the best quality freeze-dried food in the world. And if you can't afford a huge haul, you can have it sent to you monthly and they'll give you some extra discounts. I left a link to my Thrive down in the description below. Special deals going on. Just check out their site. You're gonna see why they capture all of the nutrients and give you everything that you wish you could get in freeze-dried food with their company. And you guys remember like Rice-A-Ronies? They've got freeze-dried pre-packaged meals ready to go and they taste great. So like I said, I never push one thing. I try to give you guys a lot of different options so you can still achieve, in this case, freeze-dried food for your prepper pantry, your emergency preparedness. And like I said, good deals at Harvest Right. I got a link down below. But for everyone that watches us, freeze-dried food is the bee's knees when it comes to prepping for long-term food storage. So there you go. I think this is very valuable information. You guys got the opportunity to get a freeze dryer for a really good deal with the link. You've got the option to get freeze-dried food from Thrive Life, which I've found is the best company out there for it. If you're just looking for Mylar bags, this little kit right here, really good deal. And we're talking, you guys could have just a dehydrator and be putting it in the Mylar bags into some food grade buckets, and you guys are good to go with that for a long time too. The name of the game is putting one foot in front of the other and doing something every single day. You want to start prepping, and freeze-dried food is definitely a premium way to go. Reminder, when you're freeze-drying food, you can take advantage of the produce that comes out of your garden, you aren't giving it away because you can't use it all. You're not letting it go to waste because it's gonna get old. You're freeze drying it. You go to the store and find an amazing deal. You're buying that stuff up because you're gonna take it home, cook it or not cook it, freeze dry it, and preserve it for 20 to 30 years. Trust me, it's a game changer. It's a big deal. And with inflation, rising grocery inflation, we got to be smart and do everything that we can. So I hope you guys find value. I gave you a couple good options. Share this video out to like-minded folks. And I wholeheartedly hope that some of these tricks, tips, and how-tos help some of you. As always, I'll keep bringing it. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.